we have two channels, each with their own sine wave. This tutorial will explore how these two channels can be viewed in three totally different ways. If I bring in two vertical cursors, in this view, it is very easy to measure that channel 1 has a 500 kilohertz sine wave. And that channel 2 has a 400 kilohertz sine wave. Oscilloscopes are glorified voltmeters. They measure voltage on the vertical scale, and they have the ability to plot those measurements on the time on the horizontal scale. This is the native mode for an oscilloscope. It's the one that we're also more comfortable with, that we're more accustomed to. Because we have time on the horizontal scale, we say that we are working in the time domain. But it's not the only way that we can view those two channels. HScope has a number of modules which can be accessed through this little cube here. One of them being the FFT module, which stands for Fast Fourier Transform. Let's select that. So we're applying a fast Fourier transform to channel 1. Okay? You'll remember that channel 1 was 500 kilohertz. Let me bring in a vertical cursor. You see how that peak is at 500 kilohertz? Right? The sine wave that we saw in the time domain has been broken down here by its frequency, and the peak of the sine is shown here. Notice also this particular vertical cursor has a number of other lines to it. Those are harmonics. So the very first at 500 kilohertz is the first harmonic. And then multiples of that are the second and third and fourth and fifth harmonics. Okay? So it will tell us if we see other peaks and they happen to line up with one of the harmonics, that it may not be another signal at another frequency, but it's really a harmonic of the main signal. So let's have a look at channel 2 over here. We'll bring in vertical cursors again. Notice that now we're getting the 400 kilohertz that we saw in the time domain for channel 2. You'll also notice that this one is showing some harmonics, as I was talking about. And they line up with that grid. I want to point out this window here. So it offers us options on the distribution of that peak. All right. It can be spread out and be a little bit wider, or it can be more focused and have a sharper peak. In this view, we have amplitude in decibels on the vertical scale plotted against the frequency on the horizontal scale. And because the frequency is on the horizontal scale, we say that we are working in the frequency domain. So we've got two separate clean waveforms, each on their own channel. What if we combine them? No longer one clean sine wave, right? There's interference. It's a bit messy. We could bring in a vertical cursor if we wanted, but we wouldn't be able to take any kind of measurements here. Let's go back to FFT. So the fast Fourier transform, okay, like we're in the frequency domain. The fast Fourier transform is able to untangle that mess. All right. Let's bring in a vertical cursor. We can see that we have our 400 kilohertz on channel 2, and that we have our 500 kilohertz on channel 1. FFT was able to untangle that mess. Quite powerful thing. You'll know that on this channel we dabble with some dynamic balancing, some vibration analysis, and with some automotive NVH work. All right, and FFT, being able to work in the frequency domain, is critical to be able to do that type of work. So we've looked at these two channels, one way with the volts on the vertical scale plotted against time on the horizontal scale. And we've looked at them with amplitude on the vertical scale, with frequency plotted on the horizontal scale. What if we took a look at those two channels with one plotted against the other, with channel 1 on the vertical scale plotted against channel 2 on the horizontal scale? Can you imagine the mess? So we're going to go there. Again, through that module icon here. And this time choosing the HScope XY plot module. And as imagined, it is a mess, but a beautiful mess. These are called Lesagis patterns. And of course, these patterns would change with the interplay between channel 1 and channel 2. So let me just tweak the frequency on channel 2 here just a bit. And we get a different Lesagis pattern. Yet another, and yet another. These patterns can help interpret the ratio of the frequency of channel 1 versus channel 2. And they can also help determine the synchronization of the two channels. There is one more common use of this XY plot feature, and that is for electronic component testing. You see a capacitor, a resistor, a diode, and a Zener diode. To do this type of test on these, you need two things. You need an oscilloscope, which has an XY plot feature, which HScope does have, and you need a circuit, specifically a curve tracer circuit. Here is one of the most simple of those circuits that's capable of doing this work. So following the diagram, I'm using a waveform generator set at 100 Hertz. And for the 10 ohm resistor, this substitution box, which is set on 10 ohms right now, but also offers the ability to adjust it. The outputs going to channel 1 and channel 2 of the HS512 Max oscilloscope. And for the under test component, these two alligator clips. Probably one of the most basic circuits I could find to demonstrate this feature. And now if I place this capacitor in the circuit, we get this telltale Lesagis pattern associated with a healthy capacitor. Pretty cute. Here is a pattern associated with a simple diode, an ordinary carbon resistor will give us a straight line like this. And here I have a Zener diode and the pattern associated with it. There are more sophisticated circuits online. Just Google octopus circuits and you'll find things along this line. And you can just have your inputs with two alligator clips like this to hold your components under test, and you should get some more refined results than I showed over here. If you're really into this stuff, then there is developed by Martin Loren, the same developer of the HS512 Max and of the HScope app that we're using, where he's developed a XY curve tracer. Now this is a lot more sophisticated. So this wraps up this tutorial where I've demonstrated 3 different ways to look at these same 2 channels. Thanks for watching, and catch you in the next installment.